This is a school librarian in Texas. Why are you afraid to show your face?
Because there was a day not too long ago when I had to stop and think, when they come in with handcuffs and they come in with their warrant for my arrest for alleging that I've provided obscene material to minors, who am I going to call first?
Across Texas, protesters at school board meetings are accusing educators of forcing pornography or obscene content on children.
This is not a political thing. This is not a witch hunt. This is genuine concern for children. It's abuse. It is grooming behavior. It's predatory.
The anger is largely aimed at school libraries, and many Texas politicians are on board. In October, Republican state legislator Matt Krause requested every school district in the state scour their libraries for a list of 850 books.
The infamous Texas list, the pattern seems to be books that are representative of LGBTQIA subjects and characters and topics. Books that may contain depictions or narratives of sexual violence, survivor stories. Some books that are about racism.
The list includes New Kid, a graphic novel about a black student's struggles fitting in at a majority white school. The letter Q, queer writers' notes to their younger selves. And The Cider House Rules, a coming-of-age story that features a character who performs abortions. Republican Governor Greg Abbott took things a step further, ordering officials to investigate any criminal activity in public schools after complaints about 2 LGBTQ-themed books he said were pornographic.
I have never experienced anything like that before, where a government agency or any kind of government entity was interested in specifically what kinds of books were in the library.
The Texas Library Association is traditionally a pretty sleepy advocacy group, but the heated rhetoric is forcing that to change. Last week, the group set up an anonymous hotline for librarians afraid of job consequences.
School librarians don't go into this business to harm kids. They are working really, really hard to select books that represent everyone on their campus.
This is happening all over the country. LGBTQ and racial-themed books written for children and young adults are facing powerful resistance. Educators are being put on notice.
This is pornography, plain and simple, and it does not belong in our schools.
Just since the start of the school year, the American Library Association has tracked more than 230 book challenges nationwide. The ALA says there's been a dramatic uptick in challenges to books featuring LGBTQ and racial themes.
LGBTQIA plus students like me who are being harassed for not conforming to antiquated notions of gender roles and how they should express themselves.
Here we go. Yay.
There you go.
There it is.
Librarians are starting to fight back in a very librarian way.
And this week we're sharing books that were gifts in people's lives. And so I'm going to kick this off by sending my first tweet from our Freedom Friday account.
Carolyn Foote is a retired librarian and one of the founders of the group Freedom Fighters. In just a month, it's become the grassroots way librarians under threat find and help each other.
It's amazing how widespread these book challenges are. People are contacting us like privately from all over the country saying, can you help me?
So good to see. Scared, nervous, unsure.
Worried they might lose their job.
I've heard that too. Or I'm hearing this from my district, or they don't know this. What do I do?
They're facing pressure, external pressure. Like, what if I'm called out at a board meeting or someone's in front of my house? So really, it's a time when people need a lot of support.
Librarians helping librarians, so librarians can get back to helping kids.
I grew up reading Trumpet of the Swan and Little House on the Prairie, and I mean, there were no, Hispanic girls. That's a disservice to kids, and so we work really hard as librarians to make sure that kids have books that they can see themselves in, but we also want to offer books where kids can learn about other kids' lives.
And who knows that that's something that would get you demonized.
Governor Greg Abbott's office didn't respond when we asked for comment on what librarians in Texas are telling us. We also reached out to Matt Krause and stopped by his office.
Hello?
Do you think you're going to win this, or do you think you're going to lose this?
It's not about whether I will win or lose this. I think it's a point in our culture and our society when we have to ask ourselves, what do we stand to lose if we don't correct action and course now? We can't afford as a democracy to believe anything else than we'll correct this.